Problem number 2 says two numbers are such that their difference, their sum, and their product are in the ratio of 1 to 4 to 15. What are the two numbers? So my hint to you would be, first of all, you can look at this as actually two different ratios. So this is saying that the ratio of the difference to the sum is 1 to 4. And the ratio of the sum to the product, right there, is 4 to 15. So if you actually break this up into two different ratios, then you'll be able to solve it. Okay, so let's define a couple of variables. So let's say x and y are our two numbers. Okay, so we can say, okay, this says that the ratio of the difference to the sum is 1 to 4. So we basically have the difference would be x minus y. I guess in this case we're assuming the x is the bigger number. And the sum is x plus y. And we know that ratio has to be 1 over 4. And the ratio of the sum to the product, so there's x plus y over the product, which is x times y, is equal to 4 over 15. So that's a hint. That'll get you started. You basically have two equations and two unknowns. So you should be able to solve it. So let me go ahead and do that. Let me go ahead and give you the solution. So let's first of all look at this equation. Now I'm going to try to get rid of the fractions first of all. So what I'm going to do is multiply both sides by 4. That gets rid of the 4 on the bottom over here, right? Because 4 over 4 is 1. And when I do the same thing to both sides, I don't change the equality. So this statement is still true. And I'm also going to multiply both sides by x plus y. Okay? And let's see, x plus y. Okay. I'm going to multiply by that as well. That looks like 4 over x plus y, but I mean, I ran out of space. So that means 4 times this and x plus y times that. So that'll get rid of, so x plus y over x plus y is just 1. And here 4 over 4 is just 1. I've done the same thing to both sides, so the equality still holds. So I'm going to get 4 times x minus y is equal to x plus y. Okay? So that's actually the same thing as if I'd cross multiplied here, that's just really the same thing. So maybe some of you have learned to deal with ratios by cross multiplying. And but the reason for cross multiplying is the thing that allows you to do that is that you're essentially multiplying both sides by 4 and x plus y, which are the denominators. Okay, so now we don't have the fractions in here. So let me multiply through here. I'm going to use the distributive property, and I'm going to distribute the 4. So I get 4x minus 4y is equal to x plus y. And then I'm going to move all my x's together and my y's together. So I'm going to subtract x from both sides. Okay? And I'm actually going to add 4y to both sides. Okay? So 4x minus x would be 3x. And when I add 4y to negative 4y, I get 0. That's good. And x minus x is 0. And then y plus 4y gives me 5y. Okay? And I can also write that as x is equal to 5/3 y. Alright, so I've simplified that equation. And I can do the same thing over here. I can multiply both sides by 15 and both sides by xy. Okay, so get rid of the denominators here. So I get 15 15 times x plus y is equal to 4xy. And then let's distribute the 15, and I'll get 15x plus 15y is equal to 4xy. Now, what can I do now? Let's see. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to make a substitution. So over here we found that x was equal to 5/3 y. And if I can get rid of this x over here, you know, there's an x here and an x here. And if I can get rid of that x, then everything will be in terms of y, and it'll make it easier to solve. So what I'm going to do, since x is 5/3 y, I'm going to substitute over here for the x. I'm going to substitute 5/3 y. And the same way here, I'm going to substitute 5/3 y for that x as well. So let's do that. So we have 15 times the quantity 5/3 y. Okay, that's just substituting 5/3 y for x, plus 15y. And then we have 4 times 5/3 of y. Okay, again, just substituting for x, and then take that times y. All right, lots of algebra here. Let me scroll down a bit, give us some more room. So, okay, let's multiply through. Here, simplify a little bit. So here I can divide divide the 15 by 3, and I'll just get 5. So this will be 25y plus 15y is equal to 20 thirds y squared. I can combine the 15 and the 25y, and that gives me 40. So 40y is equal to 20 thirds y squared. So let's get rid of the fraction. I'm going to multiply both sides by 3. Okay, so I haven't changed the equality. I'm also going to divide both sides by y, because I've got a y here and a y squared here. So I can get rid of the square over here by dividing by y. And the y over here, y over y just becomes 1. And when I divide y squared by y, I just get y. So I can get rid of the squared there. So let's see, what have we got? We've got 120 is equal to, okay, we got rid of this 3 because we multiplied both sides by 3. And that is equal to 20y. Oh, okay, well, we're getting there. Let's divide both sides by 20 so we can get y by itself. So divide that by 20. I can get rid of the zeros because that's just a multiple of 10. And 20 over 20 is just 1. So we get y is equal to 6. All right, so we got one of our numbers now. Let's go ahead and, now that we have y equals 6, let's actually come back to this equation that we used to substitute, and we can figure out x. So x is equal to 5/3 times 6. And we can divide the 6 by 3. We get 2. So x is equal to 10. So our numbers are x, y. If we want to list it as an ordered pair, we can say 10, 6. Or basically just asking for two different numbers. So our two numbers are 10 and 6. All right? So now you can check that by finding the ratios of the sum and the difference in the sum and the product, and see if you get 4:1 to 15. But it ought to give you the right answer. So there you go.